Hey guys, how's it going today? It's Captain Energy. Today I wanted to go over something that I got requested in one of my comments. Someone is having some problems with some dropouts and clicking in their audio tracks while recording in Reason. Well, there could be a bunch of reasons that cause that, no pun intended, but I'm just going to go through and explain how you can resolve these issues. First and foremost, be sure your microphone and cables are not what's causing the issue. You could have a bad cable, you might have a loose connection somewhere. Be sure that all that is good. If your connection's good and you're not getting any noise through clicks or whatever through your microphone, the next thing to check would be if you're using a mix or an audio interface that might be getting some static or noise into it. I know that when I have my Behringer, in particular Behringer, certain synthesizers hooked up to record audio off them, if I have the USB plugged back into my computer, it causes like a static loop where I can hear noises, almost like processing noises coming off the computer into my audio. It's not good. So I have to unplug the USB cable and play the keyboard, then record it and whatever. The next thing is to be sure you're using a good quality audio interface. I personally use Focusrite or Yamaha. Those are the brands that I use, or Steinberg, really. Yamaha, Steinberg, they're the same. Those are the interfaces that I use. Focusrite has been my main lately. It's a great sound interface. The only problem is occasionally a driver has a little bug in it, and all of a sudden it'll drop out at a weird time, or you'll hear clicking from another channel or something. And if that's the case, just be sure your drivers are up to date and that you have any firmware updates applied to your audio interface. Those are two things you can do. They're computer related, but still not quite at a Reason. Now here we are in Reason. This is the next part. And this is something you can do in Reason. I see a lot of people do this, and I'll say probably 80% of the time we get this far, this is the problem. If you go to Reason right here, you'll see this preferences, right? Which you can open by just clicking here, or you can use your Apple key and comma. You can also use on a PC, it's under edit, I believe, at the bottom down here somewhere, but you can also use control comma to open it. I'm going to use the command comma right now to open that up. Command comma. There is my preferences for Reason. Okay. Now, be sure you're on the audio tab right here. I already am. There's general, audio, control interfaces, sync, and advanced. We want to be on audio. And your sample rate can be whatever you want to use. Usually I stick to 44. 48 is the highest I usually go. You can go higher, it's your call, but I personally don't see a huge benefit in going higher. I've never seen a huge benefit in going higher than that. I mean, when you're done, generally, CD quality is 44 kilohertz, 16-bit stereo. So anything higher than that is just going to get downsampled. It does give you some more headroom, so I mean, there are reasons to use it, but anyway. Next, we look down here at this buffer size. Now, as you see, I've got mine set to 64. I did this to tell you, don't do that. I'm kidding, but seriously, 64 samples is too low. If you have it on 64 samples, you're going to be like, this is great. There's no latency at all, and it's an almost indistinguishable difference between 64 and 512. If you're using 512, I almost guarantee you won't notice it. 64 is too low. If you're using 64, you're gonna, unless you're just doing a couple tracks, like maybe a drum track and a couple sample-based instruments, and maybe record one audio track or two audio tracks, that's about the best you're gonna get out of this right here. Once you start piling on delays and reverbs and all that kind of thing, you're gonna find out that this is way too low. You're gonna start getting clicks and pops and things not working and stutters and the whole 9 yards. So what I generally do is I turn this up to 512. 512 is a good number. It is enough buffer that you get no delay at all still, but at the same time your audio will record for the most part without any issues. If you need to go higher, go one step higher. The most you want to go, in my opinion, is 1024. once you go up to like 2048, 4096, you start, that's where you start really seeing like delay. But 512 is a nice number. Try that out. Also be sure that multi-core audio rendering is turned on, and if you're using a processor that has hyperthreading, that is enabled. If your processor does not allow hyperthreading, which most do this in this day and age, and it's called something else on the Ryzen technology, but if you're using a Ryzen processor, you've got it. So be sure it's turned on. And then render audio using audio card buffer size setting. And this will improve, it says right here, improves plugin performance. And it will. That's basically the whole tip. I hope that you guys give that a try and let me know if it helps you out. If you're getting, dropouts in your audio and all that kind of thing, then this will almost definitely help you, depending on what your machine is. I mean, I can't say it's going to help everybody, because if you're trying to, make a symphony orchestra on a dual core, 2.5 gigahertz processor with 4 gig of RAM, I can't can't do much for you there. But this will work for you if you've got a modern system. I hope that you guys found that helpful. Please, if you did, give me a like and subscribe to the channel. I mean, it really would help me out. I'm trying to get this channel to, really grow, and anything you guys can do to help me out is appreciated. I mean, the more people like the videos, the more videos I make. And generally, I do a lot of videos that respond to actual user issues. This is one of them. So if you've got a user issue, problem with your software, trying to figure something out, can't get it to work quite right, or you just want to know how to make certain sounds or whatever, drop me a comment, and I will almost definitely make a video, or if not make a video, I will at least respond to your question. So that's it. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a few, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.